This is Gorski. It's Thursday, August 4th, 2011. The time is just after 1:30 in the afternoon, and I'm here at the site of a fatal rollover collision near Camlachie, Ontario. Camlachie is just north of Sarnia, Ontario, in southwestern Ontario, and it was reported that a collision occurred here on this roadway in the early hours of last night, shortly after midnight. And this is a road, Lakeshore Road, which is running essentially along the shore of Lake Huron, and a fairly busy road. And what happened here is that a vehicle coming along, you can see, I'm just going to actually turn this one camera on the tripod. I'm going to turn it around toward the direction that the vehicle was coming from. What we see in the background there is a set of 3 cones that are 50 meters apart. And then if I turn around again, there's a 4th cone over here, which is the 4th cone that's 50 meters away. And then we have some collision evidence, excuse me, here at the on the roadside. And you can see some tire marks and then some rollover evidence. And this is essentially where the vehicle came to rest, is right next to that orange cone, but of course in the grass. Now coming back again to show where the vehicle came from, what we have is a straight and level road, a 2-lane highway. You can see the painting on the roadway indicates no passing. However, the vehicle came toward us, and what happened is we picked up some tire marks here, very close to where I am, very close to where the camera is. I'm just going to quickly go over there and point these out. For example, we have a tire mark pointed out to the camera, certainly coming off the pavement right here, and then several others. You can see, for example, another tire mark over here, and possibly another one over here, which I can't see very well. So these tire marks are just indicating that the vehicle is probably rotating clockwise, and is already in advanced stage of yaw rotation. And there is also no evidence of tire marks on the asphalt pavement. So one thing we can already indicate is that the angle of departure of those tire marks off the pavement indicates that the vehicle is going fairly slow. And also that's indicated by the fact that once the vehicle gets down into this ditch, you can see the tire marks. You can see it doesn't travel very far. For example, we have, I suggest to you, the rear tire is where I'm standing here. Its rear tire is between my 2 feet, and the front tire is over here, and I'm indicating that the vehicle's probably sliding sideways, leading with its driver's side. So it comes down here, produces the tire marks, and then once it gets down into this ditch, what you will see then is that we have the front end of the vehicle. Probably we see the front tire here. The front end of the vehicle gets caught up in this earth, and that causes some resistance to the rotation. It accentuates the clockwise rotation of the vehicle, and so that's why when we come over here and see this rear tire mark, the tire mark starts to change direction as a result of the rotation down in here. So the vehicle continues its clockwise rotation, but the rotation becomes greater. The rotation rate becomes greater. And so now when we get down in here, down to where the actual rollover occurred, let me just turn the camera back around so you can see where the end of the tire marks are. Now I'm just going to adjust this tripod legs to even out the camera. So now we're looking at the tire marks here, and once again you can see where the tire mark ends here. So the vehicle starts rolling over at that point. And that was the rear tire. And the same thing over there, where I just showed you where there was a evidence of that, of that undercarriage contact with the earth. So the vehicle starts rotating and starts rolling over, and it comes to rest right where you see all this evidence of trampled grass. And this is not very far. I'm going to suggest to you, I just paced it out, I'm going to suggest to you that this distance is only about 3, maybe 4 meters at the most. In other words, from the point where the rollover occurred to where the final rest position of the vehicle is only about 4 meters. And if you take a very simple estimation of a tumble number for this type of rollover of 0.5 G over even a distance of just 5 meters, I think you get a speed of, and I don't have my calculator, but somewhere in the range of about 25 kilometers per hour from the time that the rollover occurred to where the vehicle came to rest. So this vehicle is only going about 25 kilometers per hour when it begins to roll over, and that's the real shame of this exercise, that we have a vehicle that's going very slow, and unfortunately the occupant was ejected, and we know he's got head injuries because we see an area of blood here in the grass, and it's quite concentrated. And so, we have a head injury, we have a low-speed rollover, and so what happens? In that kind of situation, you should normally stay in your vehicle and survive, not sustain any major injury. But when you get outside of your vehicle, other things happen. Your own vehicle falls on top of you and crushes you. And so that's unfortunate, because this is such a low-speed event that we should have this happen is a tragedy. And again, it illustrates the point why we need to wear a seatbelt, because you can see that even in this very low-speed event of 25 kilometers per hour, you can still become a fatality simply because you've come out of your vehicle. And so that's why we continually continually point out why you need to wear a seatbelt. When you're throwing out, you're not throwing clear. What happens is you come out of your vehicle and you're traveling at the same speed as your own vehicle, and as the vehicle tumbles, you also tumble. And at points, the vehicle comes on top of you, crushes you, and progresses further. And then, if the collision was of greater speed, then again, you would continue moving. The vehicle would continue moving. You'd continually get crushed by your own vehicle until you come to rest. And that's the real fact of what really happens. It's unfortunate, but in this case, even though we have this very low-speed event, a fatality occurred, and it is a lesson to be learned. And we'll just leave it for now.